reverb automation. Now, there's a lot of times when you want to automate your reverb, and that's what we're going to do here. Now, we're working with the same session we were just working with reverse reverb, but now instead of working on the electric piano, we want to work on the acoustic guitar. And the way this song goes is when you get to the chorus, the first half of the chorus is really kind of simple. There's no drums hitting. There's a little bit of cymbals, but it's mainly piano and acoustic guitar and some of these other things. And then the drums come in and everybody comes in. And so what we want to do is we want to take and give more reverb to the acoustic guitar at that first half. But then if we leave that same large amount of reverb on the acoustic guitar, by the time everything else comes in, it's going to be kind of drowning and muddying up the rest of the mix. So we want more when the mix is simpler and less when the mix is more complex. So here's what it sounds like. So on the left you can hear the acoustic guitar. Here's our track right here, acoustic guitar. And there it is. We'll turn up a little bit. Okay, see, now everything comes in. By this point, we don't want the acoustic guitar to be drenched in reverb. So what we're going to do is we have our reverb auxiliary return all set up, and there's our reverb plugin. Get a nice reverb chosen, and what we need to do is set up our bus, go into verb 1, and we'll notice if we solo this track, and we have our auxiliary solo safe, so it's no problem. There's our reverb, and this actually creates kind of a cool effect if we pan that to the other side. Really kind of wide reverb. So if we listen now, gives a lot more depth, fills out this area that is more sparse, this part of the song. But listen what happens when everybody else comes in. A couple things. The guitar gets a little louder and has more strumming that's occurring, and so it really makes that reverb kind of go crazy. So what we want to do is we want to automate this, the level of our send right here, this fader right here. And so there's a couple ways to do it. We can put it into automation mode if we want. We've done that on a couple other things. But what we're going to do right now is we're going to actually go and draw it in the track. So if we go over to our acoustic guitar and look at our automation playlists here, we can change off of volume and go to our send, and there's send A, verb 1, and we want to adjust the level. So our level's good at first, but we want to basically find the point. So right there at this point, that's when we want our reverb to come down. So we want it to be up here, and maybe we'll have it move down rather quickly, or however we want to make it happen. But we want the reverb to, by this point, to be down. So we'll see what happens there, and then we can adjust it. Okay, and if we wanted to, we can adjust this to get the reverb just to the right point where we like it. But that kind of accomplishes that where it kind of sits there a little better. The other thing that's happening is when we're over here, that reverb is still happening over on the right side. So we can, in addition to automating the level, we can add some automation to be on the pan. So right now it's panned over to the right. So we can say at the same time, let's pan it back over to the left. And now we get this. Okay, so now it's much more contained. Now let's watch what happens here. We're going to solo the track, and we'll watch the automation occur here in the mix window. Okay, so you can see how that kind of moves all seamlessly there, and you can really hear the difference when we solo it from where it's nice and big and huge and spread across the whole field, the spectrum there, and then it kind of gets smaller and off to the left. And now let's listen one more time with it back in the mix. And that is how you do reverb automation.